Hello and welcome to this exciting section on the Virtual Private Cloud, or VPC for short. This is a very important concept in cloud computing, and we will learn a lot of very interesting things throughout these tutorials. So I can't wait to get started. Let's dive straight into it. So here we've got our AWS account, and as we already know, inside it we have multiple regions. Inside each region we have multiple availability zones. Well, a VPC is a regional service which spans several availability zones. Here we've got two examples, a default VPC which comes pre-configured in every single region where you use AWS, and a VPC, a custom VPC that we've created. You can create up to 5 custom VPCs in every single region, and even that limit can be increased. Now, what is a VPC? Well, a VPC is defined as a logically isolated virtual network. And the best way to think about it is it's a way for you to separate and organize your resources, the resources in your account. For example, if we have 3 EC2 instances here, the ones inside one VPC can communicate with each other, no issues at all. However, they cannot communicate across different VPCs. Remember, a VPC is a logically isolated virtual network, meaning that without special configuration, resources inside different VPCs cannot communicate with each other. Moreover, the outside internet cannot communicate with resources inside a VPC, and the other way around, resources from a VPC cannot communicate with the outside internet without special configuration. So these are by default. Of course, they can be configured, but when you create a custom VPC, by default, it's not going to be able to communicate with other VPCs or the internet. Having said that, the default VPC in every region comes pre-configured for it to be able to talk with the public internet. Now, a few other things to mention is that a VPC is allocated a range of IP addresses, also known as a CIDR block. Resources inside a VPC will be allocated private IP addresses. So private meaning those IP addresses are only for use inside that VPC. They're not unique in the public space, and they're not usable in the public space. So resources inside the VPC will be allocated private IP addresses from that range. And resources such as EC2 instances and load balancers are always launched inside VPCs. But at the same time, there are resources such as S3 that exist outside the VPC, and that is because S3 is an AWS public service. So there we go, that's our intro to VPCs. We'll be working with them much more in this section of the course and throughout the course. And here's a quick tech summary. I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, enjoy the cloud.